All right. So as I was saying a moment ago, drinking this protein shake, trying to find a way how to lose weight, have to cut back on my diet. My brother, I call him the workout Nazi. And if anybody takes that serious and think that he's a Nazi, Heil Hitler type of shit, you're stupid. And I don't. That's no. I don't have time for that on this and all this PC stuff right here. Um, but I call him that because he's really gung ho about it. He's really about it. When it's time to work out and you're going to work out with him, he takes it serious. I plot that, but he does fat shame. So I have to. I'm trying to find a way how to. I'm getting in shape. I have to cut down my. I have to watch my eating habits. Went to the store, got me. I'm starting to drink a lot of shakes. Have to eat a lot of chicken, a lot of vegetables now. So my friend LC, he signed me up for Camp Gladiator. Problem is that because of my schedule, I don't have time to do it. So I may have to cancel that. But I went there with him on his birthday. I had a good time. I didn't wasn't sore when I woke up in the morning like, oh my god, I guess that. Oh, I felt good. I felt real good about it. I just need to it's just all about conditioning. That's what Camp Gladiator is. You have to condition yourself to be able to do this. It's real easy. I love it. It's just that I'm not conditioned. But I know that if I do it, I can be able to do it, get in shape, and then walk around showing off my six pack. So that's the goal. That's my goal right now. So I'm figure out what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do something in the garage since I cleared it out. I'm going to probably again move the garage not move the garage, but turn the garage into like a little fitness area slash this is where I'm going to hold the podcast. I'm going to decorate it out there, put anger management out there, have the cameras all set up and everything. It's just going on my mind right now what I want to do. So eventually, all this is going to be taken care of. I'll probably have all that set up by 2020. Till then, if I do when I do all this, now my camera will probably be set up out there. Probably have a table thing, but it'll be a work in progress. But me and my friend Rob, we were talking, and I know I said I wanted to bring Robert onto the channel and have him just talk. We were going to talk about Fast and Furious, and it hasn't got it right now. When we thought we were going to, something happened. Family came in, and I should have again. I should do something. I have to figure out these rules on podcasts. We're going to do Fast and Furious. How are we going to rank the Fast and Furious from the worst to the best? Me and him, we talk about it so much and figured why not show it to everybody. But right now I wanted to talk about Cobra Kai. Now, if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, I suggest you watch it. There's going to be some spoilers in here. Again, I say watch it. It's a very entertaining show. They're on YouTube now. There's some nice. They're like about 20, 30. They're 30-minute episodes. Be able to sit back and watch it, and see exactly how things are going. But Cobra Kai tell the story of how everything was 30 years later. I believe it's 30 years later now. 1984, 94, 2004. 35, 36 years later, And they talked about how Johnny's life was basically was in the toilet because after the tournament, how Daniel has turned into a business mogul, runs LaRusso Motors. Johnny's not is not is Johnny is not is basically a drunk, a jerk, an asshole. He's a bigger asshole than ever, but he's not a rich one anymore. And Daniel is a rich guy, is rich, and he's just obnoxious, oblivious to a lot of things. Sometimes he thinks he just does so many good things. Daniel has a beautiful wife. Daniel has a wife and two children. A little fat ass son and a stuck up daughter. If I'm going to say this right now, I'm not a big fan of Samantha LaRusso's character. So if you hear the malice in my voice, you'll tell later on why. While Johnny, him and his son are not like together. They don't have a relationship. Johnny wants to, but the fact that they're not. So, and Rob and his son Robbie, he's not. He doesn't want a relationship with his dad. So it's more like they're fighting with they're like, no, I don't want a relationship with you, dad, but he does, and then he gets jealous when he finds out about this. Johnny figured that the best thing for him to do was reopen up Cobra Kai, and he takes on a student. His name is Miguel. Miguel was just pretty much like how Daniel was, new kid, always picked on. Now all of a sudden he takes on. Johnny takes him on, and now Miguel is just this karate. He's a black belt. I mean, Miguel is nice. Robbie in turn is jealous because of his relationship with Johnny's relationship with Miguel. It says "fuck you, dad," and then he starts working for LaRusso Motors. And then turned around and befriends Daniel, and then starts learning karate from him and becomes an expert as well. And then you find out, Samantha LaRusso as well. While Samantha wants to be this little prissy princess, and all of a sudden she was also, she became stuck up she's a stuck up little broad. Their son is a little fat, I said it, obnoxious kid as well. And I'm just watching this like, why aren't you guys disciplining the way how these kids are acting? Oh, y'all just let them act any old way they want to. Let me break this down. I liked it because you picked up exactly 30 years later and you see how their lives were. You see Johnny's life just basically goes from bad to worse. It's just horrible. He gets arrested he didn't stick up for Miguel. It just so happened the bullies were fucking with Miguel, and he's like, hey, y'all stop and get off my car. And then he whoops up on the bullies, and then he goes to jail for it. And then he gets the idea, you know what I'm going to do? For some reason, he gets an idea and realizes, I'm going to open up Cobra Kai. Well, Daniel, he's still traumatized, trapped in there because Cobra Kai really fucked him over in so many levels that even the mention of it, he just thinks that they're bad news. They're this bad kilt. They're going to do this to these kids, and I can't have you do this anymore. So let's put it like this. Daniel tries everything he can to keep Cobra Kai down, buys off their property, and then he also keeps trying because it seems like he's a part of the committee board, the board for the All Valley tournament, and he does everything he can to keep Cobra Kai out. Asshole move. But again, you can see Daniel's point of view, why he wants to. He was traumatized. He still is. But you see the thing where I really loved where they went with it, because there was an episode where Daniel and Johnny got together and they talked. And you see that those guys actually can get along with each other. You actually can see their friendship. But then something happens. Oh, yeah. Something happens that makes them say, well, fuck you. I don't want to ever talk to you again. And stay away from me and all this other stuff and yada, yada, yada. Now, I know right now I'm skipping through a lot of stuff because, again, it's too long. It's too long of a series for me to be able to go through series by series by episode by episode by episode. But I'm just going to say this: they get along. Robbie learns Miyagi-Do karate. He becomes an expert. He learns a move that took Daniel a long time to learn, and he figured it out real well. When Daniel found out that Johnny is Robbie's son. He gets mad and like, don't ever talk to me again. Stay away from my family. You this and that. And then when it comes to the All Valley tournament, Cobra Kai comes in because again they even though Daniel was trying to keep Cobra Kai out, they did allow Cobra Kai into the tournament. So Cobra Kai goes in, and Robbie Keane entered the tournament as well, by unrepresented. Now they go there. Robbie goes far, and then Miguel goes far, and then lo and behold, they meet in the tournament. They meet at the championship. And I will say this right now. It was a pretty good match. It was really exciting. It's just like one of those who would win. And no matter who won, you could see the standpoint on it. But Cobra Kai won the tournament. Miguel beat Robbie, and he was dirty about it. Now Johnny started noticing how corrupt everything was going. So he's trying to turn Cobra Kai, into what, we don't need to pull pussy moves. We need to represent everything correctly. But around this time, John Kreese comes into play. John Kreese starts manipulating out a lot of his students and everything. A lot of them, even the one named Hawk. As well. Now this is around season 2 when John Kreese comes in. While Johnny's trying to do everything right, old punk ass Samantha LaRusso now decides if she wants to be a part of Miyagi-Do. Some of Cobra Kai students, they decide they want to come and venture in to Miyagi-Do as well. Everything, and it's just the way how it's going about is just great. Miguel. Oh, I forgot to say, Miguel was dating Samantha LaRusso, but then they break up because, again, you needed a reason why. Because Robbie Keane decides he wants to step into the middle of it. He wants to try to get with Samantha, and Miguel didn't like it. Again, you're dealing with teenage hormones. They're not thinking with this, they're thinking with this, and their private parts, they're thinking with their dicks. So they break up, and now Robbie's trying to get in the middle of it, and then there's this, of course, there's this Billy Badass woman female who comes in there as well, and then she starts dating Miguel, and let me fast forward to the final episode where there's this big brawl. Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai. And it ends with a real tragic. And I won't say that one. It just ends tragic. Very bad. Now, as I was saying, I loved season 1 and season 2. I like the way how they keep it in the spirit of the Karate Kid universe. They mentioned Mr. Miyagi. They talk about how John Kreese did that. They even brought back a whole bunch of Johnny's friends, Cobra Kai's friends there, except for Dutch. He's in jail. They have him in jail. You have all this. My thing, what I didn't like about 2 things, and I said this, and I was saying this. I didn't like the way how they have Daniel and Johnny. These 2 could just bury the hatchet, but they want to find a reason to make it so where these guys can still not like each other. What happened was they were bonding. Everything just seemed great, and then when they got home, when they got to Daniel's house, to drop him off, Robbie, Johnny's son, comes running in, talking to Daniel. At that same time, Johnny's like, "What the hell are you doing here? What's going on?" Then Daniel's like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, Robbie, what's going on?" And so then Johnny gets pissed because of his dad. Because again, he doesn't know what's going on, but he's pissed about it. And then those 2 hate each other all of a sudden. It was just too convenient. They didn't talk about it. They would let their emotions go right then and there. That would have been a time for them to sit there and talk. Hey, what's going on? What the fuck is wrong here? Hey, that's your son? I didn't know this. He's been working with me. He said the last name is Keen. I didn't know it was Lawrence. That could have been killed right there. But no, they had to carry that beef on. Robbie and Johnny, after the end of the tournament, Johnny could have apologized to his son about the way what happened, but he just sat there and let them just dress him down. And sit there like, well, you got your trophy. That's what you wanted, Dad. Then you got it, Dad. And Johnny didn't sit there and say anything. He just sat there instead of just saying, hey, look, I didn't know this was going on. I'm sorry. Another thing, and this is the main thing I did not like, and this is why I don't like Samantha LaRusso. Samantha LaRusso did not want to go home drunk at a party. She got drunk. And what happened was she didn't want to go home because I don't want my parents to see me getting drunk. I don't want to go home. Please don't let me go home. So what does Robbie do? Instead of Robbie being the responsible one, just saying, sorry, we gotta go home and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later. Because Robbie was staying with the LaRussos at this time because he had no place to go. Again, there's a backstory to it. He had no place to go. The LaRussos let him stay. They went to Johnny's house. That night that same night, Johnny and Daniel got along. They were out on a date. Daniel was out with his wife. Johnny was out with Miguel's mother. They had a great time. If you look at it, you could just see you would think that they were buddies since high school. And what happened was, when she didn't come home, Daniel went looking for her, traced her phone to Johnny's house. So what is Johnny? Johnny's trying to cover because he's trying to get in good graces with his son, and then finds out. And then when Daniel comes knocking on the door, instead of Johnny explaining or Samantha explaining, these two get into a big brawl. So what happens? So what all happens? They don't like each other. Now, this is another Samantha could have just killed this whole thing and been like, Dad, it didn't happen this way. I did not want to go home. Do not get mad at Robbie. I'm the one who did this. He listened to me, Dad. You can be a little irritated with Johnny. Johnny could be clearly in the wrong. Because as a parent, I'd be upset too. But in the same breath, I'd be like, hey, man, you got to let me know that's my kid. And then there's a big brawl. There's a big brawl that happened at the school. Robbie and Miguel were fighting. Now, if I look at this season, okay, sorry, I'm getting the text. If I look at this season, what happened, there's no reason for Miguel and Robbie to fight again. No reason at all. It's like those two went their own ways, and then all of a sudden, they just stopped liking each other. I didn't like the fact of how Tori and Samantha, they got into it. Why? Over a boy. That's played out to me. Fighting over a girl or fighting over a boy is played out and is stupid to me. This is not the knight and shining armor days. I'll protect my honor for you. No. That was stupid. There are so many ways that they could have went about it. And if I look back at it, and I probably will do a little retrospective on that one. But that was just dumb to me. So, all in all, I did like Cobra Kai. I think that was a great one, a great series. You check it out. It's on YouTube. I believe now that it's not going to be on. That's not going to be for wait, movie. It's going to be not for free, but it's going to be ads. But I'm YouTube Red, so I don't get the ads anymore. But you may want to check it out. It's a pretty good series. I may just do a little what I would do better, and I'm probably that's what I'm going to probably do next week. or probably sometime this week, I'm going to probably just do like how I would redo it. That is exactly what I will do. But all in all, I want to thank you again for taking your time out to watch it, to watch this episode of Anger Management. I know I wasn't all angry like we're supposed to. I want to just give a big shout out to, again, Aaron. Wish you were here, brother. Maybe we could be able to go back and forth. But again, you didn't watch Cobra Kai, so why the fuck would you go back and forth? And you'll just sit there and look at me like, yeah, okay, man, you know. And but I do want to say that I want to give a thanks to everybody. I want to say, look, believe in yourself all the time. You never know what can and cannot happen. Things just don't happen to people just because of that. You just got to work hard at it. And this is where I'm going to go with anger management. I believe that you keep going at it, anger management will be successful, but we'll get there eventually. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day today.